What is going on, guys? Going to be doing some Mermail test hands yet again using the same exact deck profile that we showed yesterday, so be sure to check that out if you missed it. I have done a lot of test hands since that video came up, and I kind of realized that there might be some changes I want to make to the extra deck, and if any of those changes that I'm thinking about making come up, I will mention it. Also, in my typical fashion, I am going to show you situations where, let's say, a card gets hand trapped, what you would do, instead of just doing the absolute best thing you can do in every single hand. There's going to be times where I summon Ash and be like, hey, let's pretend it got impermanence or whatever. So anyway, let's see what we get. Megalo, Called by the Grave, Abyss Tias, Deep Sea Diva, and the Mecha Fan of Beast O-Line. So this right here, actually, drawing the 1-of O-Line is another one of the reasons why I was thinking about actually changing up the list a little bit, as I'm just checking my viewfinder because I am using a different recording setup. So hopefully it looks better. There should be less glare too. Let me know if this looks better, if there's less glare and stuff. But yeah, like I was saying, with this particular build that I'm playing, with hands that I draw the O-Line, like this one right here, there's really not much I could make of this hand, unfortunately, provided with the cards I play in my extra deck. So let's say we summon the Diva, we use her effect, we're going to special summon the Prince, we're going to use Prince's effect to send Dragoons, add Minstrel. Got my Minstrels in, by the way, so those aren't proxied anymore. So where are my other Dragoons at? Send Dragoons, add Minstrel, and then from here, we're going to use Minstrel's effect, discarding the Dragoons to rip the potential Nibiru out of their hand, and I will also get a Mooling Glacia here, excuse me, because we're going to have 5 waters engraved once we Link Summon for Halki Fibrax. So there's the Mooling Glacia to my hand. Going to use Link Summon, Diva, and the Prince for 5. Also, you can't see my grave, I do apologize. This particular setup, but it's there. There's just no way to see it, unfortunately. So Halki Fibrax spikes can activate, and we're going to have to summon the Despot here. And this is another reason why I was thinking about just playing the Jet Synchron instead, as well as like Appaloosa in the extra deck. And potentially even like, what's that card called? Ahashima, because, let me just explain it right now, I should say. So, with my extra deck, if you look at these couple of cards, 1, 2, 3, really just these 3, possibly the Borreload, what I could do is I could cut these for Ahashima, Toad, and then Bahamut Shark, and then maybe cut this for Appaloosa, or if I'm room for Appaloosa and stuff like that, because, you know, in hands where you draw the O-Line, yes, you could just play 2 O-Lines, I guess, but then you get a little bit less consistent because you're drawing a brick. I don't know. I definitely want to work on this a little bit more, and my July deck profile is definitely going to be a little bit different. So, we special summon the Despot 001. We have 5 waters engraved, so we can summon our Mooling Glacia to rip 2 cards out of our opponent's hand. So now from here, we're kind of in a little bit of a pickle, because if we go into the Auradon, we do not have a way to really do anything else from there. I do have some extenders in my hand, though. I could summon the Teus and do something from there. I could make a Borreload Savage Dragon here if I really wanted to. What I think I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to link these 2, and we're going to summon out Mecha Fan and Beast Auradon, so we cannot link summon for the rest of the turn. Got to keep that in mind. Auradon is going to give us 3 tokens, so where are my tokens at? There they are. So we got 3 tokens, and from here, the tuner is going to summon itself back from its own effect. And now from here, since these are level 3, we could go into, let's see. There's really no way I could bring back this card if it was Jet Synchron. Actually, it wasn't. If it was Jet Synchron, I wouldn't be able to either. I'm just trying to think here of what I can do since I drew the O-Line. So I can really just Synchro here for a 4, honestly. 4, 5, 6, 7. I could go to Prima Donna, actually. Let's go to Prima Donna. You know, I don't go to Prima Donna a lot. Actually, let me just leave this token on board because that one has the level on it, so I don't get confused. So let's go to Prima Donna, and if we use Prima Donna's effect, our opponent is going to get the card we banished back. And if they get the card we banished back, then they are going to be able to hand trap us, potentially. So we got to keep that in mind. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to use the effect. Also, it's a tuner, so keep that in mind. We're going to special summon out a level 1 monster, being... Actually, do I want to special summon this? Because I could go to Coral Dragon. Although I wouldn't be able to draw 1, because I won't be able to link it off. If I played Zolkin, I could. That would be funny. So we could summon out this, and then what we can do is just Synchro 8, I guess? I mean, there's really not much else to do there, unfortunately. So we can Synchro 8. Prima Donna would return a banished card they control to the extra deck if there was one. So Synchro 8 into Borreload Savage Dragon, and we're going to attach the Halki Fibrax because we can't get the Auradon engraved. So yeah, I mean, obviously this would have been a lot better had we have played a second O-Lion, or if we played other cards in the extra deck to get farther, because a double discard plus a single negate in most situations isn't going to get you there. Maybe it could in some, maybe, you know, if your opponent has a less than optimal hand. But for what this deck should be able to do, it's really not that great. So let's get another hand going and see what we can get. Let's not draw into the O-Lion this time. So we're going to get Minstrel, Megalo, Arborea, Shark Stickers, and then Abyssiteus. So at first glance, this hand might look a little bit weird. We do have actually a couple of ways to get into Halqifibrax through interruptions. So what we could do here actually is we can just use, I guess we're going to discard the Megalo here. If we use Minstrel's effect, and then I could go, actually let me think about this. Yeah, this hand's a little bit awkward. If we summon the Teus, what we could do is we could discard the Megalo, special summon the Teus, use Teus's effect. Teus is going to get us the Mermail Abyss Gun, and then what we can do is we can discard the Minstrel and the Gun to bring back the Megalo. I'm pretty sure Minstrel could bring back Megalo if you discard Gun, right? Unless I'm missing something? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could. I don't know, so for some reason I feel like you can't, but then I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. So we're gonna bring back the Megalo, and then we can special summon the Shark Stickers. Actually, no, we can just normal summon the Shark Stickers here, which would be better, because then we can go into Almirage. So we can normal summon this, link 1, go into our Almirage, use the effect of our Crusadia Arborea, where's my Almirage, to special summon itself to the zone, and then we can go into Halqifibrax. We can use the effect of Halqifibrax. I guess we didn't even really need to summon these guys at all, now that I'm looking at it. We can use Halqifibrax to summon out our Despot 001. And then from here we have a few options. So we have monsters in the way that we're going to have to get rid of. So we can link summon. If you play an IP Masquerena, this would be a pretty decent time to make it. But unfortunately with my particular build, there isn't that much I could do. There is actually something pretty cute I could do, which I'll showcase right now. So if I link these two off into a Coral Anemone, and then just leave it here for a little while, there is a cool little thing you can do, which isn't the most optimal thing, but I'll show it anyway. And also, I just realized I'm not really showing playing through interruptions. We'll do that for the next combo. We'll play through an interruption. So we're going to summon the Auradon. Auradon's going to use its effect. We're going to get our 3 tokens, and we're going to bring back the Despot because more than one machine monster was summoned at the same time, because these are all machines if you didn't know, level 3. We're going to tribute the Phantom Beast link and one of our tokens, and it's going to get our O-Lion from the deck. The O-Lion has to be from the deck, unfortunately. Can't be from the hand, which makes it a little bit more of a brick, but it's such a good card, it doesn't really matter. And now from here, so Mega Phantom Beast O-Lion is level 2 tuner, and these are level 3 tokens. So we can actually synchro for 5, using a token and our level 2 O-Lion to bring out, this is a proxy Garden Rose Maiden. We're going to summon the Garden Rose Maiden level 5. We're going to get another token from the O-Lion, which is going to go right here. We're going to use the level 1 Despot Tuner and the level 5 Garden Rose Maiden to go into our level 6 Tuner Synchro Monster Coral Dragon. We're going to get the effect off of the O-Lion. Excuse me, we already got the effect off of the O-Lion, didn't we? Yeah, we did get the effect off the O-Line, so my bad. We're going to Synchro 9, because this is level 3, and this is level 6. And we're going to get ourselves any of the level 9s, doesn't really matter. Vermilion Dragon Mech. As long as it's a generic level 9 that requires 2 monsters to summon, it doesn't matter. Vermilion Dragon Mech and Crocodile Dragon are the 2 best, I think. You could play 2 of each if you want, but I like the 1-1 because the effects are once per turn anyway. So we're going to summon the Crocodile Dragon. We're actually going to draw 2 cards here, which is kind of cool. So we draw 1 from the Coral Dragon, 1 from the Ravenous Crocstar because we use 1 non-tuner monster. And we get like 2 of our best cards, which is really cool. And then from here, what we can do is we can use the effect of the Garden Rose Maiden, which bans itself to special summon a dragon monster from our deck, or from our graveyard. Or Dragon Synchro, I should say. I'm pretty sure Dragon Synchro. Either way, we're summoning Dragon Synchro, that's level 6. And we have the level 3 tuner hanging out here, so we can synchro these 2 off. So Coral Dragon goes to the grave. We don't draw again, unfortunately. Summon the Vermilion Dragon Mech. And then what we can do is we can go into these 2 and summon out our True King of all Calamities. Now, one thing that we could do, if you really want to, since we left the Coral Enemy on board, not only is it just a beat stick, But basically, with VFD, our opponent can't attack next turn basically as well. It's on top of the really good effect. So what we could do is we could use this effect now on our turn to discard or to send the Ravenous Crocstar to the graveyard. Ravenous Crocstar is less than 1,000 attack, so we can use an enemy's effect to just bring it back. And that way on our opponent's turn, we can also pop a card as well as negate all the monster effects. Which you could argue is a little bit overkill, because if you're negate all the monster effects, you may not need it. But let's say you're playing as like a sub deck that plays like a field spell, they could just play the field spell, then you can just discard 2 to negate it. And since we drew 2 cards for the combo, that just makes it a bit better. So yeah, that was pretty cool. So now with this hand, no matter what we draw, we're going to imagine that something gets ashed, impermanence, whatever. If we have Called by the Grave, we're going to assume it gets impermanence. If we don't, then I guess we can just assume it gets ashed because it doesn't really make a difference. And if we have Minstrel, we'll assume they have 2 hand traps. So let's see what we do. So we get a Shark Stickers, a Moonling Glacia, a Call by the Grave, a Lapis Dragon, and wow, we just brick here. So there's literally nothing we can do with this hand, unfortunately. We could like set the Shark Stickers and pass, and that's about it. Looking at the rest of this hand, I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate. It's really, I'm trying to think if the Shark Stickers was something else, we would have a playable hand. Like if this was the Tenya Spirit, not really. That's just one of the bricks that happens with this deck. I'm just gonna put the cards at the bottom and then draw 5 more, so just to save time. So Minstrel, Prince, Moray Agreed, and a 1-for-1. Wow. Okay. This is pretty good. So what we're gonna do here is we're going to get rid of 1 hand trap right off the bat by discarding double Minstrel. And we're going to summon this. We're going to use the effect to send Dragoons, add Dragoons. You know the drill. So send Dragoons. Actually, do we add Dragoons here? Because I'm trying to think that we don't have an opportunity to discard it ever. And I think it might actually be better to just draw or to get the heavy infantry. But we'll just get the Dragoons anyway. So send Dragoons, add Dragoons. We need a tuner. Bring the Lapis Dragon. I don't think our opponent would hand trap this. I mean, if they did, we just wouldn't get the Dragoons and we would still be able to combo. So let's summon that. We are going to then link 2 into our, whatchamacallit, you know the guy, Christian Halki Firebacks. Now, Christian Halki Firebacks, let's say they're here with a hand trap. So 2 hand traps right now that they have. One of them got rid of Minstrel, one of them is used here. With this particular hand, luckily we have the 1-for-1 as an extender. If this was Arborea, we'd have a similar thing. But what we can do is we can just go 1-for-1, discarding the Dragoons, and then just special summoning the Despot. So we're pretty much in the same situation as we were before. And what I'm going to do here is instead of summoning VFD, I'm just going to do the standard Arclight combo. Just to show you in case you guys don't know it. Also want to mention that all these combos I learned through people from the Abyss Discord server, which is a Discord server for like water decks. So shout out to like Infernal Sage, Celestinos, Noah, Gargabanzo. All these combos are learned through their Dueling Book replays for the most part. So now what we're going to do is we're going to link these 2 and we're going to summon out our, not Vermilion Dragon Mech, Mecha Phantom Beast guy. We're going to get our triple tokens, which is also going to make our monster summon from grave, the Despot 001. I'm going to tribute the Mecha Phantom Beast link and one of our tokens, and that's going to special summon out a Mecha Phantom Beast O-Lion from our deck. And now from here, what we can do is we have a level 1 tuner, 2, 3, 3, so 3, 6, 8. We're going to synchro 8. We're going to get ourselves a Borreload Savage Dragon. We're going to also equip it with the Link 3 Mecha Phantom Beast monster, and we're going to get another token from O-Lion, and then we're going to synchro our level 1 Despot and our level 3 token into Herald of the Arc Light. So with this particular board, this is pretty much just all, like pretty much any deck that can get to Halki Firebacks can do this. This isn't indicative to just Mermail. And although it's not the strongest board, it's something that you can get to very, very consistently because, you know, it's 2 negates, which isn't that amazing, but you also have the Macrocosmos-like effect from Herald of the Arc Light, which is really, really strong. That's kind of one of the things about this deck that I like and dislike at the same time. You have a lot of situations where you can very easily get into either this board or a board with Calamities and Blue and Glacier, or just Calamities on its own, or Calamities with the Crocs, or like I showcased before, if you have other extenders to get into Roll of Enemy. But other than that, like, you don't get those super awesome negates with like Appaloosa, Toad, and like something else with the Moulin with like a triple discard. You don't get that with this variant, but you do get the consistency with this trade-off, which is why I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to basically play a hybrid extra deck, so that way I can do the Mecha Phantom Beast Aurodon stuff, but if I draw the O-Line, I can also do the older Appaloosa, Ahashima combo. Because I do think there's room in the extra deck, and I do think that there is it's worth exploring because I haven't really seen people play both. I feel like a lot of people just sort of gravitated towards the VFD or just stayed with the old Ahashima stuff. But you could definitely just combine them. Because I've seen builds, what they do is they play double Auradon and double Halki Fibrax, because when you go second, you could do the combo again, but like I don't really see the point in that, because I don't know, I just don't really think that you need to play 2 Auradon, 2 Halki Fibrax, and I think there's definitely room in the extra deck to play other cards to supplement your deck in case you draw the O-line, in case you can't go for the standard Mecha Phantom Beast combo. Because if you notice, pretty much every combo we're going to Auradon. I mean, granted, literally every combo we go to Halki Fibrax, but the more important card is definitely the Auradon for this particular build of the deck. Whereas if I change it up a little bit, I have an extra card here, don't I? Where if we change it up a little bit, we won't have to worry about the situation about drawing O-line, if that makes any sense. Alright, let's cut the deck, and let's see what we get. So we get Rhoda, especially you guys don't expect that card in Mermail too often. Call by the Grave, Shark Stickers, Call by the Grave, and oops. And not to miss the Alien Prince. So, what are we going to do here? So we can play through a lot of hand traps here, which is really nice, excuse me. So I'm going to play the Reinforcements of the Army, I guess. So that's one potential thing they could hand trap. I don't think they would. I mean, maybe if your opponent doesn't have any idea what you're playing in its game 1, they see a Rhoda, they might. But generally speaking, it's not a great idea to hand trap that if it's like the first action of the game, you have no idea what your opponent's playing. So we're going to Rhoda, and we're going to get the Arborea. This way for Halki Fibrax, or not for Halki Fibrax, it's hand trap. If something gets hand trapped, you can at least extend into that. So we're going to normal summon the Prince, and I guess we're going to special summon the Stickers. Actually, no, we don't need to special summon the Stickers yet. We're going to use the effect of Prince to send Dragoons at Dragoons. Dragoon's effect is going to activate, and we're going to get ourselves a Deep Sea Minstrel. So now let's say here our opponents, they DD Crow the Dragoons, so we can't get Minstrel. Okay, that's unfortunate. But what else can we do? So what we can do is we can link this into Salamangreat Almirage, wherever it may be, and then we can special summon the Crusadia Arborea to his own it points to, link tune to Christian Halki Fibrax. Let's say our opponent has Ash or something, we could Call by the Grave it, and then do either the combo I just showed with Arclight and Brawl with Savage Dragon, or go into a VFD. Which is what you can do. So I just want to showcase that this deck could play through hand traps. It's not like in the past. Like I know one of the common memes with Mermail is, haha, you Ash the Diva, they lose. That's not really true anymore, especially if you play extenders. If you play, like, I feel like you don't necessarily need to play extenders, but if you want the deck to be able to be more resilient to hand traps, then you do need to play extenders, because it could just get you through a lot of stuff. Next hand, Stickers, Arborea, O-Lion, Gun, and Arborea. So again, with this particular hand, since we drew the O-Lion, this severely limits our plays. So what we could do actually is we could normal summon the Stickers. Actually no, we should normal summon the Arborea because we have 2 of them. Normal summon the Arborea because it's under 1,000 attack, link it to Almirage, use the effect of the Arborea in hand. This particular hand we cannot really play through hand traps, so yeah, if our Halki Fibrax gets hand trapped or they have Nibiru, we kind of just lose. But let's see what we can do. So we can link these 2 and summon out Christian Halki Fibrax. And now we're in a position where we have to summon out... Well, we're going to summon the Despot regardless. We're going to summon out this, but let's pretend that this is Jet Synchron, which shows you one of the advantages that Jet Synchron has over the Despot. I do think in most situations the Despot is better, but depending on the build, especially like Ahashima and stuff, I think Jet is a little better. So we're going to summon this, and now we're in a position where it's like, okay, what do we do? Well, what we can do is we can link 1 into into Linkuriboh, I guess, which I'm not playing, unfortunately. So we can link 1 into, pretend this is Linkuriboh, and then we can use the effect of our Jet Synchron by discarding our O-Lion to bring it back. O-Lion will get us a level 3 token, and then from here what we can do is we can go into, let's see here now. We could go into Arclight here, or we could just go into an Appaloosa here with a Linkuriboh, which I think it would be better to just go to Appaloosa for 3 with a Linkuriboh, which again, you know, it isn't a very strong board, but the thing is, unless you play multiple O-Lion or play different cards in the extra deck, there's really not much else we could have done from there, unless I'm missing something, which could be very well possible. So If I'm like severely butchering these combos and missing something that is really obvious, let me know in the comments down below. That's part of the reason why I like doing these test hands as well, not only to show you guys, just so people can show me like, hey, you could do this instead, and stuff like that. I've only been recording for 20 minutes, and I feel like we've gone through a lot of hands. So let's see what we get here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is the dust spot in our hand. It's fine to draw the dust spot. It's not that big of a deal. So one thing with this particular hand that a lot of people might think is you can go, oh, you can just normal summon the infantry and then use the extra normal and bring out your alienated prince, which is true. You could do that, but let's say I normal summon this and my opponent knows about Mermail and they know what the deck does and they just go impermanence. Okay, well from there we can't summon anything else after the infantry. So, or extra normal summon I should say. So what we should do is we should play Dorota and get the Crusadia Arborea. I have been considering cutting this to 2, like play 2 Arborea, 1 Rhoda instead of 3, 1, and then maybe cutting the stickers like to 2 and maybe playing 2 different extenders or just playing 2 stickers just to make room for other stuff in the deck. Mainly playing like 5 hand traps, because you play 5 hand, because for example the combo that I showed where you draw 2 off of Coral Dragon and the Crocosaur, if you draw into a hand trap on top of that board, it makes that much stronger. And when you have 5 hand traps, that's just more likely to draw hand traps for just playing 3, which I'm playing now. But anyway, so we're going to get the Arborea, we're going to link 1, we're going to summon out our Alamirage, and you know what we're going to do from here. We're going to special summon the Arborea. How many waters do we have engraved? Just 1. Okay. Because we might be able to drop that Moulin here in this combo here. So we're going to link 2, summon the Christian Hockey Firebrax. Christian Hockey Firebrax is going to summon from our hand the Despot. And then we're going to link these 2 into the Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon. Auroradon's effect is going to give us 3 tokens that are level 3. We're then going to tribute the Aurodon as well as one of our tokens, and we're going to get our Olion from the deck, special summon it. We have only 3 waters engraved. I don't think we're gonna get the 5. And then from here, we're going to, actually this would have came back, my bad. That's really important. If you don't do that, then you kind of just have to like pass on like nothing. I think you just get a Savage Dragon and that's it. So yeah, do be careful there. So we're gonna do 2, 3 for 5. Oops, I did that backwards. 2, 3 for 5 into the Garden Rose Maiden. And we're going to go 5, 6 into Coral, if I can get this card up, into the Coral Dragon. Line would have got us a token there. I missed that again. My bad. So there's the Coral Dragon. We're going to synchro the Coral Dragon and one of our tokens into a Ravenous Crocosaur. We're going to draw 2, 1, 2. And then we're going to use our Garden Rose Maiden, bringing back the Coral Dragon, Synchro 9 again, 6 plus 3, go into our other level 9, Vermilion Dragon Mech, and then we're going to make ourselves a copy of VFD here. Now we cannot link summon, so there's really not much we can do from this, unfortunately. We have 1, 2, 3, we have 4 waters engraved actually. So if we really wanted to, actually let me show, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, we have 4 waters here. So if we really wanted to, we could detach the Crocosaur, and then we could drop the Moulin Glacia. So they can discard 2, which actually might be a pretty good idea to do that. And then on the following turn, let's say our opponent just like sets a monster and passes, because there's really not much else they can do without using any monster effects and only starting with 4 cards. So let's say we draw, next turn, flip to attack, and then from here we could really go off, because we have Prince, we have 2 Dragoons in our hand, we have the Arborea. Actually, wait a minute, where's my other Dragoons? Did I not go through Dragoons in that combo? I didn't go through Dragoons in that combo. Okay, so that's why I was confused. I thought I should have been Dragoons engraved, but I never summoned Prince or a Diva. So yeah, that was interesting. We'll do one more hand here, and then I'll just do like a little review showcasing some potential changes I would make, as well as depending on what you play in your deck, other things you could have done throughout these combos. Because one of the things that I keep saying about this deck that I really like is there's a lot more variance now than in the past. So let's see what we get here. So we got oh, nothing really too great here. Nothing really too great. We got 2 Ashes, which is kind of cool. And we drew the Despot. So what we can do here, actually, as silly as this sounds, we could do a couple of things. So we could 1-for-1 discard the Ash Blossom, and then let's say it gets ashed. So if our opponent has multiple hand traps here, we can't really do much, but they ash that, which is funny because we discarded our Ash. So we have to normal summon our Ash, link our Ash Blossom into Salamangreat Almirage, special summon the Arborea, and then link 2 into Halqifibrax, and either make VFD or the standard board, which I'm sure you guys are aware of. I'm not going to go through it. You already know it. If you don't know it by now, just, you know, rewind in the video, watch the previous combos, and you'll learn how to do it. So, some changes I would make now. After doing more test hands, profiling the video, getting some comments from you guys on the deck profile. For the main deck, there really isn't too many things I would change. I would definitely consider cutting things like maybe the Upstart, cutting maybe even like stickers for different extenders, even though I still really like stickers. If I played the Bahamut Shark build, I would probably just cut the stickers for the tennies. I think I would cut 3 of them for 2 tennies, 1 Aqua Spirit maybe, because you can always summon 1 tenny per turn. We'll see though. I'll do some more testings. All this you'll probably see in like my July deck profile, which is only like 3 weeks away. It's really not that far off. Unless I decide to do 2 deck profiles in the month, which I don't normally do. And then for the extra deck, some things I would change are, honestly, I think what I would change potentially is if you look at these 4 cards, right? The only one we summoned was Prima Donna, and that was on like a terrible hand, which if we had better cards in our extra deck, it wouldn't even came up. And I think this card's really good. I think this card is worth exploring more. I know there's people who really like this card, and I just don't know the combos, I guess. Barricade Blur Blocker it came up when I was doing testings on my own a couple times. It's again in a situation where you have really awkward hands, so you can get to Halqifibrax, or not Halqifibrax, into Oradon a bit easier. This card's just good going second against combo decks, because you just summon it and bring back their Halqifibrax. Not needed, but it's definitely really good. And then Borreload, again, is just a really good going second card that I always like having in my extra decks. But I think what I would consider doing is just go Appaloosa, Bahamut Shark, Totally Awesome, and then a Link Revo. Or maybe an Abyss Dweller. We'll see. Let me know in the comments what you think down below. I'd love to hear what you think. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you all in the next one. Please let me know how the quality is, by the way, the angle, the glare, the voice audio should be better because I'm using the mic that I use for my Pokemon channel instead of just using like an unedited mic. So either way, I'm rambling. See you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day, and bye-bye.